Hey everyone, and welcome to our another exciting episode of our podcast, the podcast that's all about helping you improve your English skills and become a confident listener and speaker. I'm Adam, your co-host and someone who loves learning languages just like you.
And I'm Sophia. I've been on my own language learning journey, so I understand how challenging and exciting it can be. That's why we're here, to make learning English engaging, practical, and most importantly, fun.
Whether you're learning English for work, travel, or just to connect with more people around the world, this podcast is designed to help you sharpen your skills, step by step.
Each episode will focus on topics like vocabulary, pronunciation, listening comprehension, and even tips for speaking confidently in everyday situations. And don't worry, we'll keep everything simple and easy to follow.
Today, we're kicking things off with practical strategies to boost your listening skills, because understanding is the foundation of good communication. By the end of this episode, you'll have actionable tips to practice and improve.
So grab your headphones, get comfortable, and let's start this exciting journey together. Ready to unlock your English potential.
Let's do it! All right, Sophia, let's start with the basics. What is fitness, really? I think a lot of people hear the word and immediately picture someone lifting heavy weights or running marathons. But it's so much more than that, right?
Exactly. Fitness isn't just about being able to run fast or lift a lot of weight. At its core, fitness is about how well your body can perform daily activities without getting overly tired or stressed. It's about having the energy to do what you love, whether that's chasing after your kids, dancing, gardening, or hiking with friends.
Right. So fitness is more about how you feel and what you can do, not just how you look. I think that's such an important shift in perspective. For example, someone who can touch their toes easily might not have huge muscles, but they're fit because they're flexible and their body is functioning well.
Exactly. And there are so many dimensions to fitness. It's not just about strength or endurance. There's flexibility, balance, agility, and even mental fitness. All of these work together to help you live a healthier, more fulfilling life.
That's such a great point. I like to think of fitness as a tool for freedom. When you're fit, you can enjoy life more fully. You can go for a walk without feeling winded, carry groceries without straining, or try new activities without fear of injury.
Totally. And the best part? Fitness doesn't look the same for everyone. For some, it might mean doing yoga every morning. For others, it's playing a sport or going to the gym. It's all about finding what works for you and fits into your life.
Absolutely. Fitness isn't about perfection or comparison. It's about progress. It's about becoming a little better than you were yesterday, whether that means walking an extra block, holding a plank for 5 more seconds, or simply stretching for the first time in weeks.
Yes, and I think it's also important to remember that fitness isn't just physical. It's deeply connected to mental and emotional health too. When you move your body, you're not just strengthening your muscles, you're also boosting your mood, reducing stress, and even improving your focus.
So true. Let's break this down for our listeners. Fitness isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. It's about feeling good, moving well, and being able to enjoy your life. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is that you start.
Exactly. And listeners, if you're feeling overwhelmed about where to begin, don't worry. Later in this episode, we'll share simple tips to help you take that first step. Fitness is a journey, and we're here to guide you along the way.
All right, Sophia, we've talked about what fitness is, but let's dive deeper into the why. Why is exercise so powerful? What's happening inside our bodies when we move? Let's break down the science for our listeners.
Sure thing. Let's start with one of the coolest things about exercise. It's like a magic pill for your body. When you move, whether it's walking, running, or even dancing, your body releases chemicals called endorphins. These are your feel-good hormones, and they work like natural painkillers and mood boosters. That's why you feel happier, more relaxed, and even a bit euphoric after a good workout. Ever heard of the runner's high, Adam?
Yes, I felt it, though honestly, Sometimes it's more of a walker's high for me. But seriously, it's incredible how moving your body can lift your mood. So it's not just in our heads, it's actual chemistry at work.
Exactly. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Exercise also strengthens your heart, which is basically the engine of your body. When you work out, your heart becomes more efficient at pumping blood. Over time, this lowers your resting heart rate, reduces blood pressure, and decreases your risk of heart disease. It's like giving your heart a daily tune-up.
That's fascinating. So exercise keeps our engines running smoothly. What about lungs? I've noticed I can breathe easier and deeper when I'm consistent with my workouts.
Good observation. Exercise improves lung capacity, meaning your lungs can take in more oxygen and deliver it to your muscles more efficiently. This doesn't just help you during workouts. It also makes daily activities, like climbing stairs or carrying groceries, feel less exhausting.
That's amazing. Now, I've also heard that exercise boosts your metabolism even when you're at rest. Is that true, or is it one of those fitness myths?
It's absolutely true. Regular exercise, especially strength training, builds muscle. And here's the secret. Muscle burns more calories than fat, even when you're resting. So, the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn throughout the day, even while binge-watching your favorite show on the couch.
That's such a win-win. Burn calories while doing nothing? Sign me up. But Sophia, it's not just about muscles and energy, right? There's a whole mental side to this too, isn't there?
Totally. Exercise does wonders for your brain. It increases blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients that help your brain function better. It also triggers the release of something called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, which helps grow new brain cells and improves memory and learning. So exercise doesn't just keep your body in shape, it keeps your brain sharp too.
Wow. So, regular exercise is like a brain booster and mood lifter rolled into one. And isn't there research showing it can help prevent serious conditions like Alzheimer's or dementia?
Yes, absolutely. Studies show that people who exercise regularly have a lower risk of cognitive decline as they age. It's all about keeping your brain active and healthy. Plus, exercise helps regulate stress hormones like cortisol and increases serotonin, which can reduce anxiety and depression.
That's incredible. And speaking of health, I've noticed that when I'm consistent with exercise, I don't get sick as often. Is there a connection?
You're spot on. Moderate exercise boosts your immune system by improving circulation, which helps your immune cells move through your body more effectively. So yes, exercise can actually help you fight off colds and infections. But here's the catch. Over-exercising without proper rest can weaken your immunity. Balance is key.
Good to know. Okay, let's recap for our listeners. Exercise boosts your mood with endorphins, strengthens your heart and lungs, builds muscle to burn calories, keeps your brain sharp, and even helps you stay healthy. Did I miss anything, Sophia?
Just one thing. It also helps with better sleep. Exercise regulates your body's internal clock, so you fall asleep faster and get deeper, more restorative rest. And trust me, good sleep makes a huge difference in how you feel and perform.
Wow, it's like exercise is the ultimate life hack. And here's the best part. It doesn't have to be hours in the gym, right?
Exactly. Even just 30 minutes of moderate activity, like walking, cycling, or doing yoga, a few times a week can bring these benefits. It's all about moving your body in a way that works for you.
All right, Sophia, let's get into the fun part. Myth busting. There are so many misconceptions about fitness that can discourage people from getting started or make them think they're doing it wrong. Ready to tackle some of the biggest ones?
Let's do it. I'll start with a classic. You need a gym membership to get fit. This one is so common, but it's absolutely false. You don't need a gym to exercise. Some of the most effective workouts can be done at home or outdoors using just your body weight. Think push-ups, squats, lunges, or even going for a brisk walk or jog.
Exactly. I mean, I've had some of my best workouts just using stairs or following a YouTube video in my living room. Fitness is all about creativity and consistency, not expensive equipment or fancy locations.
Totally. Here's another one. You have to work out for hours to see results. This myth makes people think they need to dedicate half their day to fitness, but that's not true. Even short workouts like 20 to 30 minutes a day can make a big difference. It's more about quality than quantity.
That's so true. In fact, high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, is a perfect example of this. You can get a super effective workout in just 15 to 20 minutes by alternating bursts of intense effort with short rest periods. It's efficient and time-saving.
Exactly. And speaking of intensity, here's another myth. Cardio is the only way to lose weight. While cardio is great for your heart and burns calories, strength training is just as important, if not more so. Building muscle boosts your metabolism, which helps you burn more calories even when you're resting.
Right. And let's not forget how strength training improves your overall functionality. It helps with things like carrying groceries, improving posture, and preventing injuries. Plus, it's great for bone health, especially as we age.
Absolutely. And here's another one I hear a lot. Strength training will make you bulky. This is especially common among women, and it's completely untrue. Gaining large amounts of muscle mass takes a very specific type of training and diet. For most people, strength training simply tones the body, making you leaner and stronger.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. Strength training is for everyone, and it's one of the best ways to build a balanced, healthy body. Now, here's a myth I've heard. If you're not sweating, you're not working hard enough. What do you think, Sophia?
Oh, I love this one. Sweat is not an indicator of how hard you're working. Sweating is just your body's way of cooling itself down. You can have an incredible workout, like strength training or yoga, without dripping in sweat.
Exactly. And let's address one more. You have to be sore after every workout for it to be effective. This is such a common misconception. Sure, some soreness can happen when you're trying something new or pushing yourself, but it's not the only sign of progress.
Right. In fact, consistent soreness might mean you're not giving your muscles enough time to recover, which can lead to overtraining and even injuries. A good workout challenges you, but it doesn't have to leave you in pain.
So, to recap, you don't need a gym, you don't have to work out for hours, and cardio isn't the only path to fitness. Plus, you won't automatically get bulky from strength training, sweat doesn't equal effort, and soreness isn't a must. Did we miss any big ones, Sophia?
Just one more. I'm too old or too out of shape to start. This is one of the most damaging myths because it stops people before they even begin. Fitness is for everyone, no matter your age, weight, or fitness level. It's never too late to start, and even small steps can lead to big changes.
All right, Sophia. Now that we've busted those fitness myths, let's help our listeners with one of the biggest hurdles, getting started. A lot of people want to exercise but don't know where to begin. What would you say to someone who feels overwhelmed by the idea?
Great question, Adam. First, I'd say, start small. You don't need to jump into an intense workout routine or spend hours at the gym. Begin with something simple and achievable. For example, try a 10-minute walk after dinner or a short stretching session in the morning. The goal is to make it a habit, not to aim for perfection right away.
That's such good advice. I think a lot of people feel like they need to do everything at once, like running a 5K, lifting heavy weights, and eating perfectly. But that can lead to burnout pretty quickly.
Exactly. Start with one small step and build from there. And here's another tip. Choose activities you actually enjoy. If you hate running, don't force yourself to run. Maybe you love dancing, cycling, or even gardening. Exercise doesn't have to be boring. It can be fun and something you look forward to.
I love that. And speaking of fun, I think having a buddy can make a huge difference too. When I work out with a friend, it feels less like a chore and more like hanging out, Plus, it keeps me accountable.
Yes. Accountability partners are fantastic. Whether it's a friend, a family member, or even a virtual community, having support can keep you motivated. And if you prefer going solo, apps or trackers can help you stay consistent by showing your progress over time.
That's a great point. Now, let's talk about setting goals. A lot of people start with vague goals like "I want to get fit," but that's hard to measure. How can listeners set goals that actually work?
Great question. I recommend using the SMART goal framework. That means your goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, instead of saying "I want to get fit," you could say, "I want to walk for 20 minutes, 3 times a week, for the next month." It's clear, realistic, and gives you something to aim for.
That's so helpful. And for anyone who's worried about time, let's remind them that even small chunks of exercise add up. You don't need a full hour. Try 10 or 15-minute sessions throughout the day.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of consistency over intensity. Doing something regularly, even if it's just a little bit, is far more effective than going all in for a week and then giving up. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Totally. And here's one more thing I've learned. Listen to your body. If something feels too hard or painful, it's okay to slow down or modify the exercise. The goal is progress, not perfection.
That's so important. Fitness is a personal journey, and everyone starts at a different point. Celebrate the small wins, like taking the stairs instead of the elevator or completing your first workout. Every step counts.
Couldn't agree more. All right, listeners, now that you have some simple tips to get started, there's no better time than today. And remember, it's all about finding what works for you and taking it one step at a time.
Exactly. Next up, we'll talk about how to stay consistent once you've started and how to overcome those inevitable slumps. Stay tuned.
All right, Sophia. We've covered how to get started with exercise, but here's the big question. How do you make it fun? Because let's face it, if something feels like a chore, it's hard to stick with it.
That's so true, Adam. The key to making fitness fun is finding activities that genuinely excite you. Exercise doesn't have to mean running on a treadmill or lifting weights if that's not your thing. Love music? Try dance workouts or Zumba. Enjoy the outdoors? Go for a hike or a bike ride. Fitness can be anything that gets your body moving.
Absolutely. I've noticed that when I play sports with friends like basketball or tennis, I don't even think of it as a workout. It's just a good time. It's like tricking myself into exercising.
Exactly. Play is such an underrated part of fitness. Games like frisbee, badminton, or even tag with your kids can be incredible workouts without feeling like work. And if you're competitive, joining a sports league or signing up for friendly challenges can add that extra spark of motivation.
Totally. And let's not forget about variety. Doing the same thing every day can get boring, right? How can people mix it up?
Oh, variety is key. If you've been doing the same workout for a while, switch it up. Try a new class, like yoga, Pilates, or kickboxing. Explore different environments. Work out at the park, the beach, or even your living room. Variety keeps things fresh and challenges your body in new ways.
That's a great point. And for those who like tech, there are so many apps and virtual options now. I've tried VR fitness games, and they're surprisingly intense and so much fun.
Yes. Technology has made fitness more engaging than ever. From apps with guided workouts to fitness trackers that gamify your progress, there's something for everyone. And don't forget online communities where you can connect with people who share your interests. It's like having a virtual workout buddy.
I love that. And here's another idea. Celebrate your wins. When I hit a milestone like completing a month of consistent exercise, I treat myself, maybe not with cake, but something fun like new workout gear or a spa day. Rewards make it exciting to stay on track.
That's such a great tip, Adam. Celebrating progress is motivating and helps you associate fitness with positivity. And here's another fun idea. Turn fitness into an adventure. Plan a goal like running a 5K, climbing a mountain, or taking a dance class you've always wanted to try. It's a great way to keep things exciting.
That's awesome. Fitness doesn't have to be serious all the time. It can be playful, adventurous, and tailored to what you enjoy. So listeners, think outside the box. Find activities that light you up and make you look forward to moving your body. All right, Sophia, we've talked a lot about exercise today, but there's another piece of the puzzle we can't ignore: nutrition. It's often said that fitness is 80% diet and 20% exercise. What's your take on that?
Adam, that's a great way to think about it. Nutrition and fitness go hand in hand. They're like two sides of the same coin. Exercise strengthens your body, but nutrition fuels it. Without the right foods, you won't have the energy to work out effectively or recover properly. In fact, the food you eat plays a massive role in how your body responds to exercise, how well you recover, and even how motivated you feel to stay active.
That's a good point. So let's start with the basics. What should people focus on when it comes to nutrition for fitness?
The basics of nutrition for fitness. First, let's talk about the 3 macronutrients: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Each one plays a vital role in supporting your fitness goals. Carbohydrates are your body's primary source of energy, especially during exercise. Think of them as the fuel for your workouts. Foods like whole grains, fruits, and vegetables provide high-quality carbs that give you sustained energy. Protein is essential for muscle repair and growth. When you exercise, especially during strength training, your muscles experience small tears. Protein helps rebuild them, making you stronger over time. Sources like chicken, fish, eggs, beans, and tofu are excellent options. Fats are often misunderstood but are equally important. Healthy fats, like those found in nuts, seeds, avocados, and olive oil, support hormone production and provide long-lasting energy, especially for endurance activities.
So, it's about balancing these macronutrients. But how does hydration fit into the equation?
The importance of hydration. Hydration is crucial, Adam. Your body is about 60% water, and even mild dehydration can impact your performance. Water helps regulate your body temperature, transport nutrients, and keep your muscles working efficiently. For most people, drinking water throughout the day is enough. But if you're doing intense workouts or exercising in the heat, you might need to replace lost electrolytes. Sports drinks or coconut water can help, but make sure to choose options with minimal added sugars. A good rule of thumb is to drink water before, during, and after exercise to stay properly hydrated.
Got it. Hydration is key. But let's talk about timing. When and what should people eat around their workouts?
Pre- and post-workout nutrition. Pre- and post-workout meals are critical for performance and recovery. Before a workout, aim for a small meal or snack that includes carbs and a little protein. For example, a banana with a spoonful of peanut butter or a piece of whole grain toast with avocado works well. Eat about 1 to 2 hours before exercising so your body has time to digest. After a workout, your body is in recovery mode and needs nutrients to rebuild. A combination of protein and carbs is ideal here. Think grilled chicken with sweet potatoes, a smoothie with protein powder and fruit, or even Greek yogurt with granola. Timing is also important. Try to eat within 30 to 60 minutes after your workout to maximize recovery.
That's great advice. But Sophia, what if someone is exercising early in the morning and doesn't have time to eat beforehand?
Good question. If you're working out first thing in the morning and can't eat a full meal, a small snack like half a banana or a handful of nuts can give you a quick energy boost. Alternatively, you can exercise fasted, but keep it light, like a short run or yoga session. Just make sure to refuel properly afterward with a balanced breakfast.
Nutrition for specific fitness goals. Now, Let's talk about specific fitness goals. How does nutrition change if someone is trying to lose weight, gain muscle, or improve endurance?
Great question, Adam. Let's break it down. 1. For weight loss, focus on creating a calorie deficit, which means burning more calories than you consume. But this doesn't mean starving yourself. It's about eating nutrient-dense foods that keep you full and energized. Include plenty of vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Avoid processed foods and sugary drinks as much as possible. 2. For muscle gain, you'll need to eat in a calorie surplus, which means consuming more calories than you burn. Protein becomes even more important here. Aim for about 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Include complex carbs to fuel your workouts and healthy fats to support overall health. Timing your meals, especially post-workout, is crucial for maximizing muscle growth. 3. For endurance training, carbohydrates are king here because they provide the energy needed for long workouts. Endurance athletes often focus on carb loading before big events. Protein and fats are still important, but the emphasis is on ensuring your glycogen stores are full for sustained energy.
So, whether you're losing weight, building muscle, or running marathons, nutrition needs to align with your specific goals. The role of micronutrients. What about vitamins and minerals? How important are they for fitness?
Micronutrients are essential, Adam. They might not provide energy like macronutrients, but they play a huge role in how your body functions. For example, calcium and vitamin D are critical for bone health, especially if you're doing weight-bearing exercises. Iron helps transport oxygen to your muscles, which is vital for endurance activities. Magnesium supports muscle function and recovery. The best way to get these nutrients is through a varied diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. Supplements can help if you're deficient, but it's always best to consult a healthcare provider first.
Avoiding common nutrition mistakes. Sophia, what are some common nutrition mistakes people make when trying to improve their fitness?
Here are a few big ones. 1. Skipping meals. Some people think skipping meals will help with weight loss, but it can backfire by slowing your metabolism and making you feel tired during workouts. 2. Over-relying on supplements. Protein powders and energy bars can be helpful, but they shouldn't replace real food. Whole foods provide a wider range of nutrients. 3. Underestimating portion sizes. Even healthy foods can lead to weight gain if you're eating too much. 4. Neglecting hydration. Many people don't realize how much dehydration can affect their performance and recovery.
All right, Sophia. Here's a question I think a lot of our listeners can relate to. What do you do when you hit a fitness plateau? You know, that frustrating point where progress slows down or even stops altogether.
The dreaded plateau. It happens to everyone, Adam. And the good news is, it's completely normal. Plateaus are actually a sign that your body has adapted to your current routine. While it can feel discouraging, it's also an opportunity to shake things up and challenge yourself in new ways.
Okay, so let's get into the solutions. What are some practical steps people can take when they hit a plateau?
First, change up your routine. If you've been doing the same workout for weeks or months, your body gets used to it. Try something new. Add weights to your exercises, increase the intensity, or switch to a completely different type of activity, like yoga or swimming. The goal is to surprise your muscles.
That makes sense. I've noticed when I try a new workout, I feel sore again, like I'm really challenging myself.
Exactly. Another tip is to adjust your goals. If you've been focusing on one thing, like cardio, maybe it's time to include strength training or flexibility work. A well-rounded approach not only helps with plateaus, but also keeps things interesting.
Great point. And what about nutrition? Can that play a role in breaking through a plateau?
Absolutely. Sometimes plateaus happen because your body isn't getting the fuel it needs to grow stronger or recover. Reassess your diet. Are you getting enough protein to support muscle repair? Are you eating enough calories overall, especially if you've increased your activity level? Small tweaks to your diet can make a big difference.
Good to know. And let's talk about rest. Can overtraining lead to plateaus too?
Yes, 100%. Overtraining can actually backfire and slow your progress. Your body needs time to recover and rebuild. If you're feeling constantly fatigued, losing motivation, or not seeing progress, it might be a sign to take a step back and prioritize rest. Sometimes less is more.
That's such an important reminder. Now, what about mindset? How do you stay motivated when it feels like you're not making progress?
Mindset is huge, Adam. First, remind yourself why you started. Fitness is about more than just results. It's about feeling stronger, healthier, and more energized. Celebrate the small wins, like being able to lift heavier weights or run a little longer, even if the scale isn't moving. Progress isn't always linear, and that's okay.
I love that. Progress can be mental and emotional too, not just physical. So to sum it up, shake up your routine, reassess your goals, fine-tune your nutrition, give yourself enough rest, and keep a positive mindset. Did we cover it all? Sophia, we've talked about physical health and fitness, but there's another piece to this puzzle that's just as important: mental health. Let's dive into how fitness and mental well-being are connected.
Absolutely, Adam. Mental health is such a crucial topic, and the link between exercise and mental well-being is incredibly powerful. Regular physical activity isn't just about building muscles or losing weight, it's also one of the best tools we have for reducing stress, anxiety, and even depression.
That's so true. I've noticed on days when I work out, I just feel better, more focused, and less stressed. But what's the science behind it? Why does exercise have such a big impact on mental health?
Great question. When you exercise, your brain releases chemicals like endorphins, serotonin, and dopamine, often called the feel-good hormones. These chemicals help improve your mood, reduce stress, and even promote better sleep. Exercise also reduces levels of cortisol, the hormone associated with stress. It's like a natural mood booster.
That's amazing. So it's not just in our heads. Well, I guess technically it is, but the effects are real. Does the type of exercise matter, or can any movement help?
Any movement can help, Adam. Activities like walking, cycling, or yoga are fantastic for calming the mind and reducing stress. More intense exercises like running or weightlifting can be great for releasing pent-up energy and improving focus. The key is finding what works for you and feels good for your body.
That's reassuring. And I've heard that fitness can also boost self-esteem. Do you think that's true?
Absolutely. Fitness helps you build confidence, not just because of physical changes, but because you're accomplishing goals and showing up for yourself. Each workout, no matter how small, is a reminder that you're taking care of your body and mind. That sense of achievement is incredibly empowering.
I love that. But let's talk about the flip side. What about people who feel overwhelmed or discouraged because they think they're not doing enough?
That's such an important point, Adam. First, let's acknowledge that any movement is better than none. Even a 10-minute walk can improve your mood and mental clarity. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And remember, rest days are just as important as workout days for both physical and mental recovery.
That's a great reminder. So, for someone struggling with their mental health, what's a good way to ease into fitness without feeling overwhelmed?
Start small and focus on activities that feel good, not like a chore. Even stretching, yoga, or deep breathing can have a positive impact. And don't hesitate to combine exercise with mindfulness. Try a walk in nature or a gentle workout where you focus on your breath. It's a double benefit for your mind and body.
That's fantastic advice. And for listeners who might be going through a tough time, remember that fitness isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling good too. Small steps can make a huge difference in how you feel mentally and emotionally.
Exactly, Adam. Fitness is a tool, not a solution. If you're struggling with your mental health, it's okay to seek professional help while using exercise as a way to support yourself. You don't have to do it all alone.
Sophia, I think one of the biggest challenges people face isn't just starting their fitness journey, it's staying motivated over the long haul. It's easy to feel fired up when you start something new, but how do you keep that fire burning weeks, months, or even years later?
That's such a great point, Adam. Staying motivated long-term is one of the most common struggles, and it's completely normal. The key is to recognize that motivation isn't always going to be sky high every single day. The trick is to build habits, set meaningful goals, and find joy in the process, so fitness becomes a natural part of your lifestyle rather than something you have to force.
That's a great perspective. So, let's break this down for our listeners. What's the first step to staying motivated long term?
Start by identifying your why. Why are you pursuing fitness in the first place? Is it to feel stronger, have more energy, manage stress, or set an example for your kids? Your why is your anchor, especially on days when you don't feel like working out. Write it down, put it somewhere visible, and remind yourself of it often.
That makes sense. A strong why can keep you grounded. But what about those days when even your why doesn't seem to cut it? When you're just not in the mood.
We all have those days, Adam, and that's where discipline comes into play. Motivation might get you started, but discipline keeps you going. On tough days, focus on taking small steps, maybe just a 10-minute walk or a few stretches. Often, once you get moving, you'll find the energy to do more. And if you really need a rest day, take it guilt-free. Rest is part of the process, not a failure.
I love that. It's about showing up in whatever way you can, even if it's not perfect. Now, let's talk about goals. How can setting goals keep people motivated in the long term?
Goals are essential, Adam, but they have to be realistic and adaptable. Set both short-term and long-term goals. Short-term goals, like completing 3 workouts a week or running for 10 minutes without stopping, give you quick wins and keep you engaged. Long-term goals, like running a marathon or building a consistent habit over 6 months, give you something bigger to work toward.
And what if you achieve a goal? Should you set a new one right away?
Absolutely. Celebrate your achievement, then set a new goal to keep the momentum going. Your goals should evolve with you. Maybe you start with weight loss, but eventually shift to building strength or improving endurance. Keeping your goals fresh and meaningful is key to staying motivated.
That's great advice. Let's talk about variety. How does mixing things up help with long-term motivation?
Variety keeps things interesting and prevents burnout. Doing the same workout repeatedly can feel monotonous, and your body can stop responding as effectively. Switch it up by trying new activities, join a dance class, take up hiking, or experiment with strength training if you've been focused on cardio. You'll not only stay mentally engaged, but also challenge your body in new ways.
I can see how that would help. I recently tried rock climbing for the first time, and it was such a fun change from my usual routine. Now, what about accountability? How can that play a role in staying motivated?
Accountability is a powerful motivator. Having someone to share your journey with, whether it's a workout buddy, a coach, or even an online community, makes you feel supported and committed. If you know someone is expecting you to show up, it's harder to skip a session. And sharing your progress, challenges, and wins with others keeps you connected and inspired.
That's so true. It's harder to let yourself down when someone else is counting on you. Now, let's talk about the mental side of things. How do you keep your mindset strong when progress slows or you hit a rough patch?
Mindset is everything, Adam. Progress isn't always linear, and that's okay. When you hit a rough patch, focus on the non-scale victories, the extra energy you have, the stress relief you feel, or the fact that you're sticking to a commitment. Be patient with yourself and remember that consistency over time is what matters, not perfection.
That's such an important reminder. And what about creating routines? How does that help with long-term motivation?
Building a routine makes fitness part of your life rather than something you have to think about every day. Find a time that works for you. Maybe it's early mornings, lunch breaks, or evenings, and stick to it. Over time, it becomes a habit, like brushing your teeth. Once it's a habit, you don't need as much motivation to keep going.
That's great advice. But what if life gets busy? How do you stay motivated when your schedule feels overwhelming?
Flexibility is key during busy times. Even if you can't do a full workout, aim for something small. A quick walk, a 10-minute stretch, or even a set of bodyweight exercises at home. It's about maintaining momentum. And remember, fitness doesn't have to be all or nothing. Doing a little is always better than doing nothing.
I love that perspective. Fitness is a journey, and it's okay to adjust along the way. Any final tips for staying motivated long-term?
Yes, Adam. Find joy in the process. Focus on activities you genuinely enjoy rather than forcing yourself to do something you hate. Surround yourself with positive influences, track your progress to see how far you've come, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. Remember, fitness is a lifelong journey, not a destination.
Beautifully said, Sophia. So to recap for our listeners, identify your why, set realistic and evolving goals, mix up your routine, find accountability, build habits, and focus on enjoying the journey. Staying motivated isn't always easy, but with the right approach, it's absolutely possible. Sophia, we've covered so much about fitness in this episode, but here's a question that I think resonates with everyone. How can people at different stages of life approach fitness? Is it really possible for fitness to be for everyone, no matter their age or situation?
Absolutely, Adam. Fitness is universal, but it looks different for everyone depending on their age, lifestyle, and personal needs. The key is to understand that fitness isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It's highly adaptable. Whether you're 5 or 85, there's a way to make movement a part of your life that enhances your health, energy, and overall well-being.
That's so encouraging to hear. Let's dive into the different stages of life. How can kids and teenagers incorporate fitness into their lives?
For kids and teens, fitness should be all about fun and exploration. At this stage, it's less about structured workouts and more about finding joy in movement. Playing tag, jumping rope, riding bikes, climbing trees, or participating in team sports like soccer or basketball. All of these are excellent ways for young people to stay active without it feeling like a chore. On top of that, it's during childhood and adolescence that we develop coordination, strength, and flexibility. Regular activity also supports healthy growth, boosts brain function, and builds lifelong habits. Parents can play a big role here by encouraging active play, limiting screen time, and even joining in to model a healthy lifestyle.
And teenagers have so much energy. Channeling it into sports or activities they love is such a great idea. But what about those who might not be naturally athletic?
Great point, Adam. Not every kid or teen enjoys competitive sports, and that's okay. There are so many options outside of team sports. Think dance classes, swimming, martial arts, or even hiking. The idea is to help them discover an activity they enjoy, so they associate fitness with fun, not pressure. Remember, the goal at this stage is to foster a lifelong love of movement, not perfection or performance.
Okay, let's move to young adulthood, our 20s and 30s. What's the focus here?
This is a prime time to build a strong fitness foundation because the body is typically at its peak in terms of strength, energy, and recovery ability. In your 20s and 30s, you have the opportunity to explore different types of exercise and figure out what works best for you. The focus should be on balance, strength training to build muscle, cardio for heart health, and flexibility work like yoga or stretching to prevent injuries. This is also a great time to set some ambitious fitness goals, whether it's running a marathon, learning a new sport, or achieving a certain level of strength. The habits you form now can set the tone for decades to come.
What about young adults with busy schedules like students or new professionals? How can they make time for fitness?
Great question. In your 20s and 30s, life can get hectic with studies, jobs, and starting families. The key is to prioritize consistency over perfection. Even short workouts like 20 minutes of strength training or a quick run can make a huge difference. It's also helpful to integrate fitness into your daily routine, like biking to work or taking walking breaks during the day. The earlier you make fitness a regular part of your life, the easier it will be to stick with it as responsibilities grow.
Now let's move to people in their 40s and 50s. This is often a busy time in life, careers, families, and so much more. How can fitness fit into the picture?
In your 40s and 50s, fitness becomes about maintenance, mobility, and injury prevention. This is when natural changes in the body, like muscle loss and reduced bone density, start to occur. Strength training is especially important at this stage to combat those changes. Resistance exercises, like weightlifting or bodyweight workouts, help preserve muscle mass and keep your bones strong. Cardio remains essential for heart health, but you might want to explore lower-impact activities like swimming, cycling, or brisk walking to protect your joints. Flexibility and mobility exercises such as yoga or Pilates can also help with balance and prevent stiffness, which becomes more important as we age.
And how do you keep motivation high during this stage when life gets so demanding?
By making fitness a priority, Adam. It might mean scheduling workouts into your calendar like you would a meeting, or finding activities that you enjoy doing with family or friends. It's also important to remember that fitness doesn't have to mean hitting the gym. It could be gardening, playing with your kids, or walking your dog. The goal is to stay consistent and keep moving.
All right, now let's talk about older adults, people in their 60s and beyond. How can fitness support them at this stage of life?
Fitness is incredibly important for older adults because it's directly tied to independence and quality of life. At this stage, the focus shifts to maintaining mobility, balance, and overall strength to prevent falls and stay active. Low-impact exercises like walking, swimming, tai chi, or water aerobics are fantastic options. Strength training is still important but can be adapted with lighter weights or resistance bands to suit individual capabilities. Stretching and flexibility work become even more critical to maintain range of motion, and balance exercises, like standing on one foot or gentle yoga, can help reduce the risk of falls.
I've heard that exercise can also help with cognitive health in older adults. Is that true?
Absolutely, Adam. Regular exercise has been shown to improve brain health and reduce the risk of conditions like dementia. Activities that combine physical and mental engagement, like dancing or tai chi, are especially beneficial. Even simple activities like walking in nature can boost mood and cognitive function.
And what about people who are just starting fitness later in life? Is it ever too late to begin?
Never. It's never too late to start. Even small amounts of activity can lead to significant health benefits, no matter your age. Start slow and choose activities you enjoy, gentle yoga, walking, or even chair exercises. The goal is to move in a way that feels good for your body and builds your confidence over time.
That's inspiring, Sophia. Let's talk about families. How can people of different ages work out together?
Fitness can be a fantastic bonding activity for families. Go for a hike, play a game of soccer, or try a family-friendly yoga session. Even something as simple as a walk after dinner can bring everyone together while staying active. It's also a great way to model healthy habits for kids and build a culture of movement at home.
So, Sophia, what's the big takeaway when it comes to fitness for all ages?
The big takeaway is this: fitness is for everyone, and it's never too early or too late to start. The key is to adapt your approach to your unique needs, goals, and abilities. Movement is medicine. It helps us live longer, feel stronger, and stay more connected to ourselves and others, no matter our stage of life.
Beautifully said, Sophia. Listeners, wherever you are on your fitness journey, remember that it's never about perfection. It's about progress and finding what works for you. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the podcast.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you to everyone listening. Stay active, stay healthy, and keep moving forward. Thank you.